Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear Siddiqians. I hope you all are fine and in the best of your health. Today, the topic which we are going to study is the classification of animals. This is your biology lecture number 27. Lecture code is 7B27. What is classification? We all know that classification is the grouping of organisms according to their similarities. Today, we have to study the classification of animals. Carlos Linnaeus, which is known as the father of taxonomy, he classified the organisms into 7 levels. These 7 levels are known as Linnaeus system of hierarchy. Scientists basically classify the organisms into different groups and subgroups so their study can become easier, to identify them easily, to make their study easier, and to study their characteristics easily. The Linnaeus 7 levels include the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. These are the 7 levels in which the organisms are classified. The major kingdoms are the kingdom Plantae and the kingdom Animalia. Plantae include all the organisms which are able to prepare their own food, all the green plants, which are also known as the producers, and Animalia include all the organisms which are unable to prepare their own food and they are dependent on the producers for their food production. When we classify the organisms in different phylums, especially the animals, we see that animals are classified into these phylums, which are the phylum Porifera, phylum Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Mollusca, Annelida, Arthropoda, and Echinodermata. We are going to study these phylums one by one. All these phylums, they are your invertebrates, the organisms which are not having a backbone. Further, we are going to study the vertebrates and their further classes. But our today's topic revolves around the phylum which are invertebrates. First of all, we are going to start with the phylum Porifera. Porifera includes the organisms which are having pores on their bodies. The examples of the phylum Porifera are sponges and Sycon. As you can see in the figure, that the organisms belonging to the phylum Porifera, they are having pores on their bodies. Next comes the phylum Cnidaria. Kingdom would be Animalia because we are studying the classification of animals. So every phylum would be having kingdom Animalia. Characteristics of the organisms present in the phylum Cnidaria include that they are having tentacles. The examples are jellyfish and hydra. We all have seen a jellyfish in different cartoons and on National Geographic. We know that these jellyfishes, they are having tentacles. These arm-like structures or tentacles, they are having some stinging cells. Stinging cells are basically the cells which are present on these arms or tentacles, and they protect these jellyfishes from their enemies. Next comes the phylum Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes includes the organisms which are having flattened body. Their examples are tapeworm and flatworms. Tapeworm and flatworm, as you can see in the figure, that their body is flattened. They are having a leaf-like structure, flat in nature. Platyhelminthes, they are having flattened body. And again, the kingdom is Animalia because we are studying the classification of animals. Next comes your phylum Nematoda. Nematoda, the organisms included in this phylum, they are having unsegmented, elongated body. The examples are Ascaris and pinworm. As you can see in the figure, that their body is elongated. Elongated means that they are having a very long body which is pointed at both ends, and their body, it is not having any segments in it. Next is the phylum Mollusca. Mollusca basically includes the organisms which are having soft bodies. Because of these soft bodies, these organisms are having shells to protect them from their enemies. Examples are octopus and snails. We all are familiar with this snail. We have seen it many times in a garden. Whenever it's having any enemy around it, the snail, it curls around it itself and it hides itself in the shell. Next is the phylum Annelida. Annelida are the organisms which are having ring-like segments on their bodies. These ring-like segments, they are present inside and outside their bodies. Examples are earthworms and leeches. If you have seen an earthworm closely, you will observe that these earthworms, they are having the ring-like segments. The phylum Nematoda, they are having unsegmented body, and annelids, they are having segmented body. This is the major difference between Annelida and Nematoda. Next comes the phylum Arthropoda. The kingdom would be Animalia because we are studying the classification of animals. Arthropods, they are having jointed limbs and their body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen. Examples of the organisms included in this phylum are cockroaches and spider. Their body is divided into three parts, which is the head, thorax and abdomen. Arthropods basically includes all the insects. Mosquitoes are also present in this phylum. And kingdom again would be Animalia, as we are studying the classification of animals. In the end, we are having the phylum Echinodermata. Echinodermates are the organisms which are having spines on their bodies. They use these spines to protect themselves from their enemies. The examples of the organisms which are present in this phylum are starfish and sea urchin. Starfish is having a star-shaped body, and sea urchin, as you can see, is having these long spines, and these spines protect them from their enemies. Now, this is for today's lecture. Next, we are going to study the vertebrates and their different classes. I hope you have understood the lecture carefully, clearly. If you are having any problem, see the video again and again and clear your confusions.